So, hey everyone, my name is Avinash Bhandarkar. I recently came across an article or a question on Quora which says, is SEO dead? Or if it's not dead, how do I optimize my WordPress website for SEO? Now, all those who are saying SEO is dead, SEO is dead, let me tell you, SEO is not dead. It's just not alive, but also the most important skill in the digital marketing industry. So when I read that article, I decided not only to give the person that answer, but also to create a video so that I can help everyone else how to optimize their website for SEO. So firstly, you need to understand what is SEO. I know most of you will give me an answer in the comment box, which is like search engine optimization. So SEO is nothing but optimizing your website or YouTube channel or anything as such in such a way so your users, your customers find it very easy to navigate and read through your articles. So in simple terms, if I can tell you, SEO is giving your users a great experience, if I say. So now that you know the meaning of SEO, it is very easy for you to follow the steps for optimizing your WordPress website. So obviously I cannot show you each and every step in this particular video, but I'll be making individual videos on each steps displaying how it is done. So in this video, I'll be just telling you the basics of each and every step which you can follow to optimize your WordPress articles. So before we start with any, let's say any piece of steps, any particular steps, first very important thing is to decide your niche. Now whenever you go out, step out, you can't see a store selling everything, right? There are stores for selling food particles, there are stores for selling drinks and many other things, footwear. So you need to decide which market you need to serve in. So for example, my niche would be pet business. So I specifically serve cats and dog businesses selling their products, grooming services, or pet adoption centers. So basically, you are narrowing down your target audience, which is you cannot serve everyone everything, right? So you need to narrow whatever you are selling to whom you're selling and that kind of stuff. So after you decide your niche, the second and the most important step in SEO, if you do this right, your 50% SEO is completed, which is keyword research. Now, I have listed a few sites where you can do your keyword research. Number one being Ahrefs, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, Answer the Public, also asked, and your best friend, Google Keywords Planner. Now, the main ideology about keyword research or any SEO method is finding a good enough volume and a very low competition, as low to zero. So if you find a volume for a keyword, let's say 1000. So when you opt for that keyword, you need to compete with the big guys, especially when you are new in the domain industry. You need to compete with all the big websites. So I would suggest when you are opting for a keyword research, go for keywords who have a volume of 30 plus. It will be easier for you to rank and search for the competition for that particular keyword. If it's zero, well and good, but select the keyword which has a good enough volume and a very low competition. That would be my plan. So once you have selected your particular keyword, it's now to optimize your article for the on-page SEO. Now, what is an on-page SEO? Before you start with your on-page SEO, it is important to download a SEO plugin to make sure you are following the right steps, basically. So I would suggest download Rank Math, Yoast SEO, or All-in-One SEO. I personally prefer Rank Math. It is just my opinion. You can opt for the other plugins as well. So once you have downloaded the plugin, install it and then activate. And once you are writing the article, these three things are important. Your permalink, title of the article, which can make or break your article, And the very important thing is meta description. Now, what is a meta description? Meta description is nothing but a synopsis of what the web page is about. So as simple as that. So now once you have completed your meta description, it's time to optimize it for the focus keywords. Now focus keywords is a combination of your primary keywords, secondary keywords, and LSI keywords. So you'll find out when I'll teach you more about it in the second session, keyword research. But let's focus on what I'm about to tell you right now. In the article, include more images and blogs specifically because they have a higher chance of ranking. So at the time, once you finish your article, make sure you have a score of 80 plus. So there is a scoreboard. So if you get 80 plus, you are good to go. Your article is SEO optimized, very good SEO optimized. So now comes the most important part, technical SEO. Wait, hold on. Don't get intimidated by the word technical. So when I say technical, you need to make your blog, your website more crawlable. So how an indexing works, first Google crawls your website, then it indexes, and then based on your content, it decides whether to rank your website or not. So your first task would be to make sure your website is crawlable. If Google cannot crawl your website, they won't index you, of course. So to make sure it's crawlable, make sure you add a menus and a category. Basically, interlink all your content in the website to make it more crawlable. And that's it. That should do the trick. Once you do that, install a domain speed plugin, which is like WP Rocket. I use WP Rocket. It's a paid plugin. So once you do that, install every checkmark, everything. And once you activate it, check your domain speed on the Google page insights, or there's a software called GT Metrics, and then see the magic. After you do this, another important step is optimizing your website off page. This topic is the favorite for most of you guys because it includes backlinks. Now, what is a backlink exactly? Let me tell you in the simple terms. To understand backlinks, let me give you a simple example, like basic example. Suppose your faculty or your teacher refers your notes to teach the other students. Don't you think your notes have a more weightage in the class? People will say, hey, you know what? His notes are amazing. Maybe we should also refer to his notes and copy our assignments. So that's how backlink works. A high domain rate backlink website refers your website. So your website also gets a better ranking. That's right. That's how the Google algorithm works. So a simple way of getting backlinks is through social profiles, which I'll show you in the upcoming sessions. Second is you can answer any one of the questions from the Quora and give, hey, for example, you can give a solution and then say, if you need more help, you can refer to my article, or you can copy paste the entire blog post on Medium, and then below you can say this original article belongs to this domain. Basically copy your entire post to Medium and then give a backlink from there. There are usually 4 ways of like giving a backlink, which is earning, making, creating, or buying them. Let us start with the most easiest way, earning them, which Google wants you to do. You write your content in such a good way that people will, you don't need to ask people, they will upfrontly give you a backlink. I referred all this information from his website. That is called as earning a backlink. Second step would be creating backlinks through comments, guest post, through sending infographics to people, or else telling them, hey, you know what, there is a broken link on your website. Maybe you can exchange it with my link rather than using that link. It is not good for your users. There are certain websites on Google from where you can buy a backlink, but I wouldn't recommend for beginners. And there is one last step, making a backlink. You can go to expireddomain.com, and from there You can purchase the high ranking domains which are expired, then use them, then attach them to a hosting service, and then write content, and then give you a juicy backlink from there. It is very complicated, but it works. Right now, I don't think, because Google's algorithm has been updated, and they may or may not find whether you have created backlinks using that way. So we are done with the question in about this video, how to optimize your WordPress blog by an SEO, or the main question which resolves in people's mind, how to do SEO in a WordPress blog. So I'll just give you a summary. First is niche selection. Make sure which market you want to serve. Second would be your keyword research. Third, on-page SEO. Fourth will be your technical SEO to make your website more crawlable. Fifth is your off-page SEO, which is nothing but backlinks. So now that you know what is a WordPress SEO, you should also learn what is local SEO and YouTube SEO. Now, local SEO, if you have a store or a bricks and mortars business, it is a great way because it almost brings you immediate results, you see. So local SEO is like the most underrated service. So there are two ways. Basically, you can rank your Google listing, business listing on the map pack. Map pack is nothing but when you search, for example, restaurants near me. So it gives you a region, right? It gives you a map and results below it. So like I said, there are two ways basically to list and optimize your Google My Business. Add logos, add a description, and many things, which yet again I'll be teaching you some other time. And citations. So when I say citations, it means mentioning your listing like name, address, and phone number on citation websites. If I give you an example of a citation website, Just Dial is one of the good things, and many more. So don't worry, it's pretty easy. As local SEO is the most easiest SEO service ever, according to me, of course. Now, the most favorite part for all the extrovert people and a nightmare for the introvert people, which is YouTube SEO, optimizing your YouTube videos to rank higher on YouTube as well as Google. So to make your video rank on Google's YouTube search panel, you have to follow the same process. Besides, this is not that technical or that overwhelming. So you can just do a keyword research. Basically, the fundamental remains the same, which is like good volume and a very low competition. Second being your headlines for the YouTube videos. That is a main aspect, main factor which can contribute to your rankings. Third being description and video tags. So there is this extension vidIQ. If you download that, you will get the tags from all your ranking competitors. You can just copy paste them. So that's about it, guys. This is the basics of how to optimize your WordPress website for SEO. I know I was like fumbling a lot because this is my first ever video in life, which I'll be putting on YouTube very soon. So next session will entirely be on keyword research. So that's about it, guys. Do let me know how was the video in the comment box, and do subscribe to my channel because I love your love.